design, road design, road design.
Cars, trucks, SUVs, even diesel tags. Best mechanic on the planet, ain't no need to scratch. Every issue attack like a lion. Got a problem, indeed we'll find it. Pop the hood, we gon' get up inside it. Fix it up, start it up, and then drive it. Brakes, rotors, motors, on a mission to fix the transmission. If it's tainted, then we can replace it. Difficult all the way to the basics. Diagnose like a doctor to patient. Have no worries, relax and be patient. You can leave, go and take a vacation. In the hands of the best of the nation. Got that fix, baby, watch out, we cook up. And we mobile, you know we can pull up. Hit the mobile if you need to hook up. Hey, you right by the time that you look up. Facts.
It's your boy Wade Road, man. You already know how them boys coming, man. Shout out to everybody over there at Road Design. If you need mechanical work.
Alright, Team Road to Zion. So we back, man. Another day in the life of Road to Zion Auto and Diesel Repair. We currently working on a Dodge Ram 2016 ecodiesel, man. So the customer was calling me, complaining that once he drives and he's at idle, the oil pressure light comes on and the car stalls out. He said it started doing it around the time that we had the extremely cold weather, man. You know, when everywhere across the country was experiencing a freeze. So I know sometimes, you know, the oil can get a little bit thicker when the cold weather comes through. By the way, guys, man, if y'all watching this, go ahead and subscribe, like the channel, hit the comment, hit the bell notification, so every time I drop a video, y'all can be in tune with what's going on. So also go follow me at Instagram on road2zion_design. And now I see y'all, I got the Road to Zion apparel on, the hats, the shirts, the hoodies, the sweaters. They all at the website www.road2zion.com, all one word. But we back on hand on this vehicle, man. So basically I did some diagnosing, ran a couple of the OBD2, hooked it up, ran a couple of the codes. The codes are related to recall stuff. Really doesn't have nothing to do with what's going on. I did notice though, guys, at the oil filter housing, if you guys can see, there is a buildup of sludge where you could tell that it was an oil leaking, where it mates to the side of the block right here. At this oil filter housing, it has the coolant, the oil cooler, the oil temperature switch, the oil switch hooked up to it. This particular unit right here, that's maybe a better shot for you guys to see the oil build up around the block. But particular unit right here, it does not have a oil pressure sensor, and what controls the oil pressure actually is a combination of the oil temperature switch, the sensor, and the oil switch. They calculate something within the internals of the computer that actually lets the vehicle know where the oil pressure at. And the reason that when the oil pressure light comes on that the vehicle stalls out is to keep the vehicle from having any internal damage or any catastrophic failure where he ends up blowing the motor or tearing up the internals of the motor, causing it to have to be overhauled and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my oil pressure gauge and manually get and hook it up to where the oil pressure, the oil switch goes. I'm gonna plug my gauge into there, give me a reading of what the actual oil pressure is, so that way I can confirm if it's too high or too low. And I'm figuring that it's going to be low. I had to let the truck get up to normal operating temperature so that way I can get an accurate reading. But I'm figuring it's going to be low due to the fact that he just got an oil change about a week ago, and he's already a little low on oil on the dipstick. It's about about a quarter of an inch under the max line, and that kind of can be because of the leak from the oil filter housing they got a tendency of leaking anyway. That's something that's common on these 3.0 eco diesels, and also the Penstar 3.6. They kind of have the same issue. But the good thing about this eco diesel, it's a little bit more in a better place to access without having to tear so much of the motor down. Like on the Penstar, it's underneath the intake manifold. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my pressure gauge, my oil pressure gauge, hooked up to it, get an accurate reading of the oil pressure while the vehicle is running at idle at normal operating temperature, compared to what's being given to me on my scan tool and what's being given to me in the car. And then once I confirm that pressure, most likely we're going to go ahead and recommend that the customer replace the oil filter housing unit. So whole assembly. It has to be an order part. They don't carry them in stock at many of my vendors, so I'm gonna have to order it. Go ahead and get that ordered. And I'm not sure if they come with the new oil pressure oil switch and the oil temperature sensor. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to verify that. If not, he's gonna have to replace those as well. And then once we do the install, I can take you guys through the process of installing it, confirm there is no more of a leak, and then doing a series of tests just to make sure that the oil pressure is where it's supposed to be, and that should solve the problem. But you know, on you guys who got diesels, man, you got to make sure you use the proper oil for the temperature, because that does change how the oil lubricates the internal of the engine, and it also can affect the oil pressure as well. When the colder weathers come in, the oil can get a little thicker, so it won't pressurize the system as it should properly do on a regular day, man. So you know, that's what we got going on over here at Road to Zion today, doing a house call mobile repair. And I'm gonna bring y'all back once I get the oil pressure gauge installed, let y'all know what fitting I had to use, and then we're gonna read the gauge and go from there. Let's get it, Team Road to Zion. Remember, many hands make light work. All praises to the King.